And good morning, everyone. This is Data Download. Every week we send out a newsletter. It's packed full of interesting information. Some of it's things you've already maybe seen and want to reread, and lots of it we hope is new, unusual, interesting. For those of you who like to see a quick video update of the newsletter, I just spend a few minutes and kind of read it to you. But we always are happy to have you sign up. And by the way, you can do both. You can sign up here and read it to you. So a couple of things going on this week. If it seems like we're having a week's worth of news every day, yeah, that's kind of right. We're going to steer clear of politics with one kind of minor exception. But let me just start with kind of how we spent the week at the Media Lab. I'm just going to read you the list of guests who are attending as keynote speakers, as in-conversation speakers, as panelists. It's an extraordinary list. Andrew Yang, Tristan Harris, Sarah Fisher, Jay Rosen, Cory Doctorow, Nina Jankowicz, Justin Hendricks, Steve Strauss, Maria Gotch, Amba Kak, Vernon Reid, who we're going to talk about in a minute, Trevor McFedris, Aria Dean, Leisha Lee, Alex Porter, Matthew Niedenhauser, plus 8 fantastic workshops and a virtual expo hall that is not to be missed. It is going to be a blowout. And we had 1,000 attendees last year, and we're already up to 1,425 registered attendees this year, 75 more registrations, and we will hit 1,500, which is our goal. So if you're watching this and you are not registered, here is the registration link. And I'll put it in the chat as well. We would love to have you register, and we would love to have you attend. A couple of new announcements this week that are interesting. And then we'll zip through the newsletter as well. So the on our website, if you go to events upcoming, you'll see the Summit 2020 registration page. The entire list of events is here and almost entirely filled out. We open with a Tristan Harris keynote on Wednesday morning. Having said that, very important to mention that the night before, on Tuesday, we're going to have a special screening of the film that he is one of the big voices in. And if you haven't paid attention to Tristan's work, the Center for Humane Technology is extraordinary. I think that you'll like the film. Again, we'd like to have you join. So Wednesday and Thursday's events have been pretty much set in stone for the last 10 days. We announced yesterday and in conversation with Vernon Reid for Friday morning. Again, an extraordinary individual. Here, I'll show it to you. It's right on the schedule. Where's Friday? Here we go. We also posted all of the Expo Hall participants. So Vernon Reid this is a musician's perspective on innovation and its role in the creative process. Vernon Reid in conversation with Brooke Epley, who's from ASCAP and the ASCAP Labs 2020 Seed Project finalists. It's going to be very interesting, and you don't want to miss it. And then because Friday is more of a creative day and we're exploring creativity and how digital impact is changing creativity, we have a fireside chat with Trevor McFedris. And the interviewer conversation is with Aria Dean. If you don't know Trevor, the newsletter here is a good way to learn about him. We have a terrific podcast with him that's a good kind of preamble to the event. All right, so let's just jump through what's in the newsletter today. We open at the top with this question: what happens if Trump's COVID gets worse? This is from USA Today. Not because, obviously it impacts all of us. It impacts technology, it impacts media, it impacts news. But it definitely sets in motion these next 4 weeks in a way that I think all of us need to think about. And so, I won't get into the politics except to say I think USA Today makes a reasonable, balanced kind of take on it, and I think it's worth a read. Next up, a lot of talk next week about New York City, about New York and technology, about New York and media, about New York's challenges that it's facing ahead. We have a terrific gathering on Thursday of a panel talking about looking back 10 years in New York tech and media and then looking forward 10 years. Justin Hendricks, our friend and the former executive director of this organization, will join a panel along with Maria Gotch and Stephen Strauss. It's going to be a frothy conversation. And so this 11 VCs discuss the future of tech startups is kind of a precursor to that. And then we move on to this debate about, is New York dead? Now, why did we put Jerry Seinfeld versus, quote, the Putz, round 2 in the newsletter? I'm not going to lie, it's been an intense week. We all have different comfort food or comfort liquor or comfort media that we consume. For me, I can consume Seinfeld kind of endlessly. And so this was a nice way to just both support New York, which we obviously believe deeply in, but also at the same time, put Jerry Seinfeld in our newsletter. So there was that. Then next up, a really interesting piece on mass customization and how it could impact hyperlocal news. I'm a little exhausted by the phrase hyperlocal. I don't know what it means. And I do know that's not true. I do know what it means in terms of my life. I know the media that I consume that is relevant to the world around me. But I don't know that phrase hyperlocal is helpful. That being said, it is what it is. Moving on, we have a piece on YouTube and about to age restrict way more videos, which I think is a really good thing. I think it couldn't happen a moment too soon. Hope it happens tomorrow. Then a really interesting Big Think video about the future of vaccines. If you live on this planet and you're not thinking about vaccines, you're living in under a very special rock, and I would love to join you there if I could, but unfortunately, I'm a news junkie, so I can't. But this is a good piece. It's a video. Then a terrific conversation with the founder of Brud, our friend Trevor McFedries. If you don't know about Little Makila, this is a fully digital character that has rocketed around the world and developed a fan base and a business base. Understanding how Trevor conceived of a digital character and why, and how he built her, I guess that's right, although it sounds weird when I say it. It's a terrific conversation, and he's going to be extraordinary on our Friday in conversation with. This is something you do not want to miss. It's easy to misunderstand what he does if you look at it and make judgments without listening to how he thinks about it. So highly recommend. And then a bunch of terrific virtual events, obviously the ones that we are paying attention to, including our event. And if you haven't yet signed up, again, 74 more signups. And then we will hit our $1,500 goal, 1,500 member goal. And then last but not least, a deeper look at diversity in AI, the invisible men and women. This is a really thoughtful, well-reported piece from MIT Sloan, and highly recommend. So that is what we've got for this week. It's a chock-filled week ahead. Please do register for the summit. By the way, if you registered and bought one of our gold tickets, then you would have gotten one of these, as well as a little gift box with some little tchotchkes in it for us. Here, I'll show you. This is one of the things you would have gotten. You would have gotten this, and you would have gotten this, and my coffee's a little cold. With that, that is what we got for today. Thank you for joining us. Always happy to have you here. See you all at the summit. It's going to be an extraordinary 3 days, and don't doom scroll. It's bad for your mental health. Bye, everyone.